Hi, all. A lot of you guys have been asking me, how did I lose so much weight? And I'm going to give you the answer to that. In fact, I lost 140 pounds from beginning to end. So that's what I'm going to share with you right now. This is the beginning of a journey, though. I'm actually calling the Passion Project, but this is my testimony of how I lost 140 pounds. And so that's what this video is going to focus on. But later I plan to add more videos with a lot of information about specifics about losing weight, but also about my journey and things that I wish people would have told me along the way to help me so that I wouldn't have fallen into pitfalls along the way, and maybe it helped me not get discouraged. Because I'll tell you, the struggle is real. It definitely is. I didn't gain all that weight overnight, and I didn't lose that weight overnight. It's coming up on 8 years that I've lost this 140 pounds. So let me start telling you a little bit about the journey. So this is me in 2014 at my highest weight, and this is me now. Actually, I've lost a little more weight since that picture, but that picture was just in September. And only by the grace of God can we do anything, right? But I will try to share with you my journey of wellness. And it is a journey of wellness. It's not all about the weight and the numbers on the scale. It's about wellness. It's about getting well. And this is where I was at my worst. I was very sick, actually. I was in stage 3 kidney disease. For those of you who don't know, they go by a percentage of how much your kidneys are functioning. Stage 3 kidney disease, my kidneys were only functioning at 30%. So I had lost 70% of my kidney function. I had high blood pressure, which is one of the reasons that you can go into kidney failure. And my thyroid, it went kaput a long time ago. And so that was not helping matters. I really was very sick. And every answer was the same when I went to the doctor: lose weight, lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. So I was really getting tired of hearing that, going to the doctor. And every time I went to the doctor, all they said was lose weight. But how do you lose weight when you're struggling? It's kind of like for blood pressure, lose weight; for thyroid, lose weight. And then now all of a sudden, what had happened is I had gotten mono, and I was, mono. All my energy was gone. I'd gotten like a sore throat, cold, and then I couldn't whip it. And I went to the doctor, and he's like, "Well, you have mono," but he said, "But the problem is your kidney functions have bottomed out." And I'm like, "Well, do you think it's just because I'm sick?" He goes, "Well, we're going to see, and you have to have it 3 times consistently." And 3 times consistently, even after I had recovered from mono, my kidney functions had remained very, very low. So I had to start seeing a nephrologist, which is a kidney specialist, and all this stuff. And so it started becoming very real to me that I could end up on dialysis very soon as a very young woman. And that's when I started getting very serious about the weight loss. I had lost weight, though, twice before just to gain it all back. The first time I was diagnosed with hypothyroid and had gained 80 pounds. So I lost 50 pounds with the help of my endocrinologist. So I'd been newly diagnosed with thyroid. So I'd gotten an endocrinologist. This is when I was living in Louisville. He was an excellent, excellent doctor. He helped me just with his guidance. And mostly it was pretty much a diabetic diet, low carbs, high protein. And with his help, I lost 50 of those 80 pounds that I gained. But then I started having problems, and I ended up having to have a hysterectomy. When I had this hysterectomy, between the hormone fluctuations and surgery, I gained all that back and more. Now, I hate to be disappointing, but I was talked to my doctor who did the surgery, and I told him that this was my concern. I said, "I've heard, that when you have a hysterectomy, you have a chance of gaining weight. And I've worked so hard to lose this 50 pounds, blah, blah, blah." "Oh, no, 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 no. As long as you don't put any food in your mouth, you won't lose weight, because, I was going to have to start on hormone patches, etc. As soon as I put those hormone patches on, 10 pounds came on just like that. I threw the hormone patches away because I'd lost confidence in the doctor, and I never went back to have any more, conversation with the doctor. I lost faith in him there, and I was just discouraged, and I let the weight come back on. That was my fault. I should have found another doctor to talk to, found a dietitian to talk to, somebody. So that was my fault there, because I felt like I wasn't being heard, and I didn't go back. This proved to be a big problem later, because I started having bone problems, because I didn't follow up with the hormone therapy and find somebody to listen to me to help me with the weight loss. The second time, I went on a MEDIFAST diet after I broke my bone. So this is where I find out later that because I didn't follow up with the hormone therapy, I had what's called osteopenia, where I had lost a lot of my bone density, and had a vitamin D deficiency, and my bone literally broke out from under me. So I'd lost 75 pounds with my MEDIFAST diet as I was sitting in a wheelchair with a broken foot. I lost the 75 pounds, but then I lost my grandmother, my grandfather in 3 short months. And they were actually the last 2 of 5 losses that I'd had in 3 years. So through the process of grief, I stopped being diligent about all my diet things that I had learned with MEDIFAST. And MEDIFAST, I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but it's a shake. And so it's a meal replacement shake. So the meal replacement shake, instead of your meal, and actually we were weaning off of it because I had lost 75 pounds, and we were learning how to put meals back in place, but I hadn't gotten to a point that I was diligent enough about what I should be eating. I was still pretty much relying on shakes. And when all these deaths hit me, especially the 2 closest deaths that hit me at the end of those 5 deaths in 3 years, the process of grief took over. I became very not attentive to what was going on around me. And those of you that have went through grief know how that can happen. And at the end of a year, I looked in the mirror and I had gained 100 pounds back. So there I was. And so those were the 2 things that had caused me to regain all my weight twice. So stress is a killer. By now, I was working as a director of nursing. Nursing is stressful enough. Take a position as an executive, as a director of nursing, and you really have a lot of stress. It's essentially as if you were owning your own business. You have to do the budgets, you have to have the schedules. You're working as corporate executive, you have all these reports, you have to make sure that you're within all the state guidelines. The state comes in. It's very, very stressful job. And I was not taking care of myself at all. And I was just empty. I was very empty. And then all of a sudden I got the wake up call, as I told you, when I went to the doctor, and I found out that 70% of my kidney function was gone because I was just working day and night and not taking care of myself at all. So when I got that call that time, and I had already regained all my weight twice before, I put a strategy together that I was not going to lose weight and gain it all over again. I was like, this has got to stop. This pattern of me losing weight just to gain it all over and gain more each time has got to stop. So I researched bariatric weight loss options. And here in Indiana, St. Vincent's Bariatric Weight Loss in Indianapolis was world renowned for one of the best weight loss centers in the United States. So I chose to have a Roux-en-Y gastric bypass. That's like the full gastric bypass, because in my opinion, after I researched it, was the best option not to regain the weight, because you can regain weight after gastric bypass. And in my opinion, that was the best one not to regain your weight. That was my goal this time, because I had failed in the weight loss and regain before. So everyone must choose their own journey, though. I'm not telling you to do any of these things. I'm telling you that everybody has to choose their own journey, and the struggle is real. So in my opinion, it was the best decision I ever made. I can tell you, people around me, now Pastor Paul was always very supportive of me, but other family members were very upset with me for choosing this decision, which was hard because you want your family members to be supportive of you. After about, I think within the first year, I had lost 70 pounds, I think it was. Yeah, like 70 pounds. No more than 70, 90 pounds. I'd lost like 90 pounds, but I was still not where I wanted to be. And I got stuck. And another thing, after you have this kind of surgery, you can become hypoglycemic. And I was very hypoglycemic. Hypoglycemic is where your blood sugars drop and you start having these bounces if you eat the least little bit of sugar. And that was becoming a real issue with me. So here it was about 5 years after, and I'm stuck at this weight that I'm still not happy with. And I'm having these hypoglycemic reactions where my blood sugar is bouncing all around. So this new medicine, which is actually a diabetic medicine, comes on the market, but it's also being used to help stabilize blood sugars, and it's called Ozempic. It's actually, like I said, used for diabetics, but it can be used for people who are having problems with low blood sugar because it stabilizes blood sugar. And so I started using Ozempic, and it helped me to lose that last bit of weight that I've been working on. And it definitely stabilized my blood sugar, and I stopped having all these bounces with my blood sugar. The problem eventually, though, is that when I lost some weight, then my thyroid had to be adjusted. And so I started having a little bit of thyroid problems. But everybody has to walk their own journey. So, you know, whatever works for you, you need to work it. So most diets work. Most diets do work. You have to work it. So if you stick to a diet, most of the diets will work. Now, you have to find which diet works for you. So in my journey, and I'm going to do a lot more videos so that we can break them down more specifically. But this is how I lost my weight. All of you guys are asking me, how did I do it? So this is the video that's going to tell you, how did I lose my weight? And we're going to have a lot more after this with a lot more conversation. And we'll go into more specifics. But find a diet that works for you, that works for your lifestyle, your family, what you can deal with, and work it. Because once you just get focused on something, is what I found. Once you get focused on something and start working it, it'll work. Most diets do work. It's a matter of getting focused and working it. And everybody has to walk their own journey. All right. So I'm here to share my experiences. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to tell you that you can do it. And hopefully that we'll all be able to get a community together and share. And this is the first part of what I'm calling the Passion Project. So hopefully you'll subscribe to my new channel so that we can fill you in on more. I am not a medical doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. I want you to contact your doctor and get medical advice from him because I don't know your medical history. Everybody has a different medical history. I just told you a little bit of mine. It was complicated, as you can see, and most people's do have a complicated medical history, which is why you need the advice of your medical doctor. All right. I'll see you in my next video, so make sure you subscribe.